Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Morning, Mr. Chairman.
It is 8:31, and we will call to order the Transportation Planning Policy Committee meeting. It is, first of all, thanks for everybody coming this morning, or I should say tapping in. Agenda item number 2 is to make sure we have acknowledgement of a quorum. Mr. Wade, do we have a quorum?
Mr. Chairman, I do believe, I'm scrolling. Tammy or David could correct me, but we have 1, 2.
Quorum is 7.
3. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Yes, we have a quorum.
Thank you, Mr. Wade, for qualifying that. And Ms. Walker, thank you for qualifying that also. That's agenda item number 2. We do have a quorum. Agenda item number 3 is our safety procedure. Obviously, we are separated for this meeting, and so we'll bypass the safety procedures this morning because I do believe we're following them very well. Thank y'all. Agenda item number 4 is our public comment period. No one has signed up for public comment this morning, so we will pass to, obviously we have no guests this morning other than, I should say, Mr. Yearwood and Ms. Nobles, thank y'all for being here, helping us this morning. Agenda item number 5 is the minutes from our March 17th, 2020 meeting. If all would look at those minutes.
Mr. Chairman, I do have one change I would like to request.
Yes, Mr. Warren.
Beginning on page 14, the agenda item where we're taking action to send a comment to the Texas Transportation Commission indicates that it was passed unanimously. We need to add the wording in there with Steve Warren abstaining.
Thank you, Mr. Warren, for bringing that up, and Ms. Walker is notating that. With that change, do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So move.
Thank you, Mr. Atkinson. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Warren. All those in favor of approval of the minutes from the March 17th, 2020 meeting, say aye.
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 All those opposed, nay. Minutes are approved with that motion. Thank you. Agenda item number 6 is to discuss and take appropriate action regarding resolution 2020-06 to adopt amendment number 3 to the fiscal year 2019-2022 Transportation Improvement Program and amendment number 9 to the fiscal year 2012-2040 Metropolitan Transportation Plan relating to transit projects in advance to the Federal Transit Administration and the Texas Department of Transportation for action. Mr. Jones, would you please lead us off with this?
Yes, sir. Before I start, can we go back to this page right here? I need to make sure everybody that's listening in today understands that if you want to make a comment or a statement of any kind, use these contacts, please. Myself or Tammy or Daryl, either by phone or by email, or you could even send regular mail to the office if you want to. But those are our contacts, and we have extended our public information period through May 14th because of our virtual meeting situation. And so those are the contacts. I just needed to make that announcement. Now back to agenda item number 6. I need you to know that we have conducted 5 public meetings. Meeting number 4 and number 5 were virtual, if you'll remember. And we've had a combined viewership of 527 people with 43 engagements. And that means that we had 43 people either like a portion of or the entire meeting. We had one on the other 3 meetings. We had one visitor at the downtown transfer center meeting, but we have had no adverse comments through this point in the public comment period. Now to item number 6, resolution 2020-6 on page 19 of your agenda backup does 2 things if you approve it. It adopts amendment number 3 to the current TIP, which is the 2019-2022, which is shown on page 17 in your agenda backup. As you see there, if you're looking at it, we are adding $7 million to program 5339C to buy low or no emission buses. That's the amount of the grant that City Bus has applied for to FTA. And so we are truing up, if you will, with this amendment in order to be transparent. If FTA approves the grant, they won't fund it unless the money is shown in the MPO TIP. We're doing the same thing below in the 5304 program to cover a feasibility study associated with their fixed routes. These 2 amendments are just for the current year, 2020, as shown on both exhibits. The second thing the resolution does is adopt amendment number 9 to the current long-range plan, 2012-2040. If you remember, we readopted that plan, so that's why we're still using that particular addition. And again, we are truing up for the sake of transparency. You can see that on page 18 on the excerpt from the long-range plan for year 20, where the yellow highlights are. The $7 million addition is contained in the $17 million figure that's highlighted in the capital category for buses and van replacements. And then the 155 odd thousand is highlighted down below. This being said, unless Mr. Mandrell has any comments to add or the board has any questions, I would ask that you would uphold your advisory committee's recommendation for approval of this resolution.
Any discussion on the amended resolution? Hearing no discussion, do I have a motion to approve the resolution?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, I didn't hear. I'm sorry. Thank you. We have a motion by Mayor Addington and a second by Councilwoman Sheila Patterson Harris. All those in favor of approving resolution 2020-06, say aye.
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 All those opposed, nay. Hearing none, motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Agenda item number 7. Is to discuss and take appropriate action regarding resolution 2020-07 relating to the proposed candidate list of transit projects for the fiscal year 2020 through 2025 Metropolitan Transportation Plan, the proposed fiscal year 2021 through 2024 Transportation Improvement Program, proposed fiscal year 2021 through 2024 program of projects to support the TIP and the MTP for transit-related projects in advance to the Federal Transportation and the Texas Department of Transportation for action. Mr. Jones.
As noted in your agenda backup, Resolution 2020-07, which is on page 38 in your backup, does 3 things. First, it adopts City Bus's proposed long-range plan out to 2045, which you can see on page 22 and 23 in your agenda backup. It's the same plan we have discussed for the last couple of meetings. It is a summary of all operations, capital expense, technology improvements, and outside consultant studies planned over the 25-year planning horizon with associated costs. Second, the resolution adopts City Bus's 2021-2024 TIP, which is in your backup on page 24 through 35, which for the 4-year window, 21-24, it aggregates the expenses in the long-range plan into programmatic detail within specific programs funded by FTA, Federal Transit Authority. Very much like the highway side of the ledger that you're more familiar with. The TIP format, as you can see there, gives you the program name, a project description, a project ID, and a cost breakdown. And as you can see, we have the complete TIP, all 4 years in your agenda backup, pages 24 through 35. Third, the resolution adopts the POP, the program of projects that is stipulated in the law. It's on page 36 and 37 in your backup. Page 36 is the capital plan, and page 37 is the operational services plan. The law says this document must be made available to anyone who asks how much any program that City Bus operates costs. Again, it aggregates costs from the long-range plan and the TIP into operational descriptions with associated costs. Again, absent any questions, or unless Mr. Mandrell has any additional comments, I would ask for your support on this resolution and accept your advisory committee's recommendation for approval.
Judge Parrish?
I don't have any further questions. Is my hand raised or something? Mr. Chairman, I'd make a motion to approve this resolution.
I will second that motion.
Thank you, Mayor Pope. Thank you, Judge. All those to approve agenda item number 7, the resolution 2020-07, please say aye.
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 All those opposed, nay. Motion approved unanimously. Thank you very much. We now move to agenda item number 8. Which is resolution 2020-08. Mr. Jones.
As noted in your agenda backup, resolution 2020-8, which is on page 42, does only one thing. If approved, it adopts the constrained and illustrative program of projects, which is the list of projects shown on page 41 for the proposed 2017-2045 Metropolitan Transportation Plan. You've seen this list of projects on several occasions. You've deliberated over this list of projects many times in the past 22 months. It has met the required public involvement challenge and is now ready to adopt. So again, short of any questions from the board or any comments from the leadership of the advisory committee, I would ask that you support your advisory committee's recommendation to approve resolution 2020-08.
So moved.
We have a motion from Mr. Warren. Do we hear a second?
Second.
Second from Dr. Addington. All those in favor of approval of resolution 2020-08, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Next, we move to agenda item number 9, which is resolution 2020-09. Mr. Jones, again, please.
Suffice it to say that the MPO is required to produce a 10-year plan to support the 10-year cash forecast prepared by TxDOT. If approved, your resolution 2020-09, which is on page 45 in your agenda backup, adopts the 2020-2030 10-year plan, which is on page 47 in your backup, along with the associated 10-year plan map, which is on page 48. The projects in this 10-year plan come from the list or POP for the 2045 MTP. Additionally, the first 4 years of the 10-year plan by law must also be the same as the 4-year TIP. In this case, the 2021-2024 proposed TIP. Therefore, the resolution also adopts the 21-24 TIP. The supporting TIP map, by the way, is on page 49 of your agenda backup. These TIP projects through the 4-year window are the projects that are most likely to advance to construction during those 4 years. Again, you have seen these projects many times. You have deliberated over them, along with the funding and the letting analysis, and it has satisfied the required public involvement process. So unless you have questions or the TAC leadership has any additional comments, I would ask you to support your advisory committee's recommendation to approve Resolution 2020-09. And I would reiterate your original directive in this regard, to purge the placeholders and bring back a fiscally constrained 10-year plan and TIP. Now, I submit to you that's exactly what your advisory committee has done.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, Mr. Warren?
One little minor math issue on page 47 in the summary. Under category 7, we're showing 66.4 million in the first 4 years and then 10 million in the next 6. My math says that should add up to 76.419, and we're showing 86.119. And I'm kind of confused on that, but maybe Mr. Jones can explain that discrepancy.
I'll go back and check it. Colin actually ran these numbers, but we'll fix it.
All the other columns appear to be adding up correctly. It's just that 7 total.
Yeah, I think you're correct. She just overlooked it. We'll fix it.
Any discussion? Obviously, the changes made Woodrow Road and 114th Street. Is there any discussion around those changes?
If there are no discussions, I will move to approve the resolution under agenda item number 9 as presented.
Okay. We have a motion from Judge Parrish. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Mayor Addington. All those in favor of approval of resolution 2020-09, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion approved unanimously. Thank you. Agenda item number 10 is our reports. And I'll again turn over to Mr. Jones.
On page 51 of your agenda backup, I've put a page in there concerning the census. And I just want to remind each of you how important this enumeration is, and urge you, if you haven't already done so, to turn your information in so that you can be counted, and tell others to respond as well. There's a growing concern among Bureau officials regarding the count, particularly in university communities. And that concern is that if the students are counted, they're going to turn their information in at their home. The Bureau wants them to be counted as if they were on the campus in the community where the university is located. That's the way it should work. And so if you know a college student, or if you have one in your home, please be sure that they return their information, and 2, fill it out as if they were still at school and not at home. That count is important. census statistics are used to determine the number of seats each state has in the House of Representatives. And just as importantly, they are used to distribute $675 billion in federal funds within local communities. And that'll be the plan over the next 10 years. So again, I'm just urging everyone to respond to your call to be counted in the census. Then the next report, if I can find my notes here, the next report is on page 52. I put a letter in your backup to Secretary of Transportation Chow from our National Association of MPOs requesting the administration and USDOT to take action to provide some needed regulatory relief and guidance, the most significant of which could lead to project delays and some other challenges. Other challenges like grant extensions for plan deadlines, certification reviews, the FTA triennial review for transit agencies and the like, to relax public involvement requirements, for example, extend deadlines for discretionary grant programs and things like that. You might take a minute and read that letter. I just thought it was interesting and it'll give you an idea of what our organization is working on. Then on page 55, I put your resolution from your last meeting as a reminder that the April 7th commission meeting regarding the category 12 situation, where the commission is going to consider giving all the unspent category 12 money to I-35 projects. That meeting has been canceled and has been rescheduled for April the 24th, but it's going to be a virtual meeting and no one will be in attendance. So we will participate by WebEx at the district. And as we get closer to the meeting, if any more information is given out, I'll be sure and let the chairman know.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Will the commission take public comments during that meeting? Through the Zoom or the I guess they're going to do Zoom.
I don't know what their format is going to be, and I can't tell you right now that they're even going to take comments. I haven't gotten anything from headquarters or from the district about the protocol of the meeting. But when I do, I'll let you know.
Well, that'd be very helpful, and then we could certainly make comments then.
Yeah, I'll let you know. If I don't hear anything, I'll make some inquiries myself.
Good point.
Next report is on page 57. It's this is our last report. It's the monthly financials through February, or the 42nd percentile. You'll note that we have collected 118% of our revenue, and we are at 33% on our expenses. So I think we're in good shape for this report period. And unless you have any questions, Mr. Chairman, that'd be my report.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. Any questions or comments concerning the reports?
Mr. Chairman.
Yes,
I think it's appropriate, seeing the makeup of this committee, that I remind everyone that today is San Jacinto Day. So for those of us Texans, and there's a couple of you in the room, several of you in the room are on the call that wear a certain ring that also co-op this day is Aggie Muster Day. So I'll even recognize the Aggies today. I'm often quick to throw a rock, but gig 'em. That's all I got, Mr. Chairman. Long live Texas. God bless Texas.
Mr. Chairman, I might also throw in that unlike city employees. And state employees honor San Jacinto Day with actually a state holiday. So thank you to Kylan and to me for actually coming to work during the holiday. I do fully intend to be on the golf course this afternoon, though.
And I want to thank you, Mr. Warren, for finally spelling your first name correctly. Somewhat bothersome.
Both of those are duly noted.
You think there might have been an intentional misspelling?
No, it was that was all in the fingers right there.
Okay, Judge, thank you. Mayor, thank you. Mr. Warren, thank you. We, you know what? Remember, Mr. Warren, to practice social distancing on the golf course this afternoon, since it is a holiday for you.
That should be no problem. I tend to play golf from places where nobody else happens to be, so that should be no problem for me.
It's automatic social distancing, isn't it?
That's right.
Standard operating procedure.
Any other comments, questions? Thank y'all for.
Yes, I appreciate all of you being in attendance. I appreciate your attention to detail.
Thank you, Tammy, and thank you, Mr. Jones.
And thank Mark Yearwood and Lacey Nobles for the extra attention they paid to us this morning. It was great.
Now go wash your hands.
Yeah, really.
It is 9:03, and we are now adjourned. Have a great day. Thank you.